Hey guys, welcome back to another Tabletop Kel Battle Report. I'm Jack. Today I'm playing Warhammer 40K. It's going to be an Incursion open war battle report. Solo, I don't know if I mentioned that. It's going to be my custom Tau Sept, the Pinkanogi, versus the Night Lords. I picked up the Chaos Codex, so just running some Night Lords because I got them from Horus Heresy. So I kind of made an army out of all that. So it should be pretty cool. Okay guys, so for FAQs and stuff like that for this game, I'm just using the basic rulebook for this, without any changes really. I'm using Armour of Indomitus for the Chaos Space Marines. I have no idea if they have it or not. They do have power armour and they're Heretic Astartes. The Tau, I have changed their missiles, so the missiles that shoot without line of sight, I've done all the changes for that. And what else is there? And I think it's either Kion or Monkar. I've also done the changes for that too, but besides that, everything else is the same. I'm not using a chapter approved, I'm just using this basic rulebook and those two changes. I'm thinking, is there anything else? Points and stuff I've used from Battlescribe. I'll go through where I've actually got on the list, and then I'll go through, because I'm running a custom Tau Sept, I'll go through my Tau Septs and my relics and stuff like that after I've gone through what units I've got. So, starting with my Warlord, I've got a XV8 Crisis Suit Commander. He has got 2 missile pods, Iridium armor, and a shield generator. So he has a 2-up save and a 4-up invuln. He also has 2 shield drones accompanying him for that extra protection. My second HQ, I've got a Ethereal with 2 shield drones. He's not on hover drone, he's just on foot. So that's everything for my HQs. For my troop choices, I've got a 10-man strike team with pulse rifles. They've got 2 gun drones accompanying them. My second troop choice, I've got a 10-man breacher team. They also have 2 gun drones accompanying them. I have got 1 fast attack squad, which is a 10-man Pathfinder squad. They have their 3 drones with them, the recon drone, the pulse accelerator drone, and grav inhibitor drone. So they got the 3 drones with them, and they've also got 3 ray rifles in the squad too. I have got 1 elite choice, which is a 3-man bodyguard crisis suit unit. They're built the same way as my commander, except for the Iridium armor. They've got 2 missile pods and a shield generator each, so they have a 4-up invuln. Accompanying them, they have 3 marker drones, just for extra Markerlight help, I guess. And then finally, I've got a transport, which is a Devilfish. I've built it with the missile pods and the burst cannon, so they can't disconnect from it. It's just one model. And I'm going to be putting in my breacher squad in that vehicle in the game. I should mention, all that is a patrol. So that is a patrol detachment and it all fits into one, so I don't have to pay any CP. So the 2 set traits I've gone for Sector A, Calm Under Pressure. Each time a model with this tenant makes a ranged attack with an assault weapon, that targets a unit within 12, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. It's not going to really affect my Fire Warriors, but I'm doing it for my Crisis Suits mainly, because they would go from strength 7 to strength 8, so I'll be wounding Marines on 2s, which is pretty freaking cool. And then for my second trait, I've gone for Sector D, and that is Hardened Warheads. Each time a model with this tenant makes a ranged attack with a missile weapon, the target does not receive the benefit of cover against that attack. So that's good for my Crisis Suits and my Devilfish now as well. Right, then my Warlord, which is my Crisis Suit commander, I have given him for the prototype systems, I've given him the Eternal Grenade Rack. So once per turn, after this model has moved in your movement phase, you can select 1 unit it moved across and roll a d6. On a 2+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. So it's a little mini bombing run. Then my Warlord trait, I've given it to the Crisis Suit commander. It's Precision of the Hunter. So each time the Warlord makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll and you can reroll the wound roll. So he's rerolling everything, which is awesome with those 2 missile pods. I forgot to mention what my invocations are for my Ethereal. So I've gone for Center Stone, which is when he loses a wound on a 5-up I don't, so 5-up feel no pain. And I've gone for Wisdom of the Guides. If this goes off, basically I gain 1 command point. I believe that's everything for the Tower Army list, guys, so I'll be back now in just a sec with the Night Lord's Army list. So once again, I'll go through what units I've got, and then I'll go through all their rules. So leading this army, I have a Chaos Lord. He has got a Power Sword and a Plasma Pistol. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I'm running this as a battalion, so I've got a bunch of troop choices. So I've got 2 HQs, 2 heavy and 3 troop choices. Second HQ, I've got a Demon Prince. He has got wings and a demon axe. Then I'll move over to my troop choices. So I have 3 units of legionaries. The first squad is a 5-man legionary squad with bolt pistols and chainswords. The second squad is a 7-man squad. I've got a sergeant with a bolt pistol and chainsword, and the rest of them have bolt guns and bolt pistols. Now I know the models are equipped with chain bayonets, but that's just a Horus Heresy thing, so that's just, yeah, they don't do anything. My last legionary squad is a 10-man squad. All of them have bolt guns and bolt pistols, and the sergeant has the demon icon, or the chaos icon. I've got 2 Havoc squads. 4 Marines have missile launchers. In that respect, they are both the same. The sergeants are slightly different, so one sergeant has a plasma pistol, has a plasma gun and a power fist. The other sergeant has a plasma pistol and a power axe. It does look like he's equipped with a bolt gun as well, but ignore that for this game. So I'll go through the rules now. So this is the first time I'm playing Chaos, so this is going to be fun. So Night Lords, their terror tactics. This is their army bonus thing. Units with this trait have the following ability, Terror Tactics. It's an aura. While an enemy unit is within 9 of this unit, subtract 2 from the leadership characteristic of models in that unit, and subtract 1 from combat attrition tests taken for that unit. I have no idea how useful that is. I'm not a pro gamer, but we'll find out now. I guess against my Fire Warriors, but everything else new. But you never know. Then the second part of that, each time a model with this trait makes an attack with a melee weapon, if that attack targets a unit that was below half strength when the attacking unit was selected to fight, or if that attack targets a unit that has a leadership characteristic of 5 or less, add 1 to that attack's wound roll. I can't read. So if it's below half strength, or its coverage is 5 or less, I add 1 to that attack's wound roll. So my Warlord, who is the Chaos Lord with the Power Sword and the Plasma Pistol, I have given him 1 with the Shadows. This is his Warlord trait. Each time an attack is made against this Warlord, your opponent cannot reroll the hit roll, and subtract 1 from that attack's hit roll. So that's great against now. So, you know, it's like freaking 5s hit him. Yay! So that's 1 with the Shadows, that's what that's called. Then we've got my stratagems. Relic is Misery of the Meek. So, once per battle, at the start of any phase, the bearer can use this relic if it does so. The bearer regains up to 3 lost wounds. Till the end of the turn, add 3 to the bearer's attacks characteristic and 3 to the range of aura abilities. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he gives like +1, not +1, like you could reroll 1s. So that's increased now to, I think, either 9 or 6. Ooh, my Demon Prince, he is a Demon Prince of Khorne, which means... Okay, so the Mark of Khorne, which is what the Demon Prince has. Each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack, if that model's unit made a charge move, was charged to perform heroic intervention this turn, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. And if that unit has the icon keyword, Each time model in that unit makes a melee attack, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that by 1. He doesn't have that, but he has the first part. So if he charges, or the other movements, he gets +1 to his strength, which is pretty cool. Now I believe that's everything for the army lists. Sorry if that was a bit messy. Like I said, I'm new to Chaos, but I've never been good at doing the army list layout anyway. So those are the army lists, guys. I'll be back now in just a sec with a pre-game setup. Okay guys, so welcome to the battlefield. So I've already rolled off to see where everyone's going. So Tau won the roll off and they ended up on this side of the board, and Night Lords ended up over there. Right, where do I begin? Right, I'll start off with the cards I drew. So I've got a deployment like this. So this leads all the way to the center of the board. However, it is squashed to that sort of deployment, so it's 12 each side. Then the enemy deployment is 18 from the center, and they have all that to deploy. So that's the Tau deployment, that's the Night Lord deployment. For the objective, we're playing take and hold. So both players roll off. I rolled off for each team, the Tau won. You have to put down 6 objectives. 6 away from a board edge and 12 away from each other. So I'll kind of show you where they are. I kind of wanted them to mean something, like fluff wise, I guess. So there is one underneath those pathfinders, but they're in that forest. There's one in that forest. There's one in that forest. There's one in this building. There's one in that building, and there's one in the church over there. So you either have to hold the forests or hold the buildings. For the actual objective itself, starting from the second battle round, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective marker they control at the end of their command phase. The player with the most victory points at the end of the battle is the winner. So that's the objective, guys. Then for the twist, I first drew this Unrelenting Turmoil. So draw 2 more twist cards. So the first one I drew was Blackout. Sheer darkness consumes all, restricting the vision of your warriors. So the Night Lords are going to love this. The maximum range of all shooting attacks and psychic powers is limited to 18. So that's probably great for the Night Lords. Not so good for the Tau. Unstable reality, so reality contorts before the eyes of your foes, moving them to question their strength of mind and will. So subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic of all models, subtract 1 from the combat attrition test. So these kind of benefits the Night Lords a lot, because they kind of do that stuff already, but they're also affected by it, they're also -1 as well. So it kind of helps the Tau as well. The shooting one doesn't. But at least it's going to be easier to do my Tau steps. I'm pretty sure I have to be within 18 to do a lot of my stuff anyway. For the actual map itself, I've got some barricades, some walls, 3 big buildings that are line of sight blocking, +1 to your save, and then I got a forest area. So if you're on those brown bases, you are -1 to hit. I'm not doing it per tree, I'm just doing it as you're on the base. So for dice, I've got my basic D6 white dice. For command points, I'm doing the Tau dice for the Tau, these hammer dice for the Night Lords, and then these D20s are for points scored. So the white one's for the Tau, the black one is for how many points the Night Lords have. The orange dice is for represents turns, so I remember, and then I got red dice for wound counters. How I've deployed. So for the Tau, like I went back and forth when I did this, but I'm just going to quick summary of what I did altogether. So I've got my 3 bodyguards here with their 3 marker drones. My breachers are in there, in the Devilfish. My Crisis Suit Commander is there. I've got my Pathfinders and my Ethereal in that forest. And I couldn't quite get my strike team into that forest because of how deployment was. So they're on the edge of their deployment over there, and my plan is to move them there. But that might change considering now that I have to be within 18 to shoot, so we'll see how that goes. For the Night Lords, I've kind of bunched up a lot. So I've got my Demon Prince, I've got 2 Legionary squads here, I've got my 7-man and my 10-man. So this is majority bolters, except the Sergeant with a chainsword and a bolt pistol there. And I've got my 2 Havoc squads with my Chaos Lord, so he'll be giving them reroll 1s. The reason I put these guys there is so they can put my rocket launchers in the building and cover the field. But once again, because of how the rule works with the 18, I'm not too sure how that's going to work. And then finally, I've got my last Legionary 5-man squad with the chainsaws and bolt pistols, and I've just put them here behind this building so the Tau can't really see them. They do have some rockets, like the rockets on the Devilfish can shoot at them, but besides that they can't be seen. So I'm going to roll off now to see who's going to take the initiative. So the Tau got a 1, and the Night Lords got a 6. So the Night Lords will be taking the initiative. So we'll be back now in just a sec, guys, with Night Lords turn 1. Turn 1 for the Night Lords. So they gain a CP, so they'll take them up to 7 CP. Right, I've already done their movement. Now, because of the shooting restriction and everything like that, I just decided to advance pretty much everything. So there's a dice next to each unit. That's how far they advanced. So I'm just going to say the total number, just to save time. The only one I didn't move really is that back squad. I have a feeling they're just going to stay there until the end of the game, until they die or someone gets close, because they're holding that objective. Right, so let's start off with I moved. So there's a Havoc squad here. They moved 8. That got them there. The second Havoc squad is in that building. They got a 3, so they moved 9. My Chaos Lord rolled a 2, so he got a 8, which got him there. These guys moved 9. These guys moved 9. My Demon Prince, he moves 12 because he's got wings. Plus 4 is 16, and that's where he ended up. I'm still in cover. I'm still partially obscured by buildings, and we'll just see how the Tau react now. Okay guys, so Tau turn 1, I've got a command point. I haven't done my movement yet because I do have a command phase. I'm going to do Wisdom of the Guides with my Ethereal to see if I get an extra command point on a 3+, and I do. So that'll take me up to 8 command points. Start off with 6, gain 1 at the start, and because of that now I got another one, so that takes me up to 8 command points. Guys, sorry, I forgot to mention for the Tau, I'm doing Kion as my philosophy of war. So turn 3 to 5, that's when I get my bonus stuff. So I've done the Tau movement. I'll show you what I've done all together. So I basically shifted my crisis suits around. I moved my Devilfish first, so he ended up over there. He's not in range of anything. He's just shy of those Marines at the top, or the Legionaries. Yes, then I moved my crisis suits. I was going to move them close, but then I was worried that they would get charged by the Demon Prince. So I'm kind of keeping them there, so they're covering this objective with their rockets. So Chaos have to think about that. I left my Pathfinders where they are. There's some of their guns covering their objective as well. I advanced those Fire Warriors. So originally I rolled like a 2. So then I spent a CP to re-roll it. And then I got a 6 and I ended up there. So I'm actually holding the objective. I'm not scoring anything turn 1 anyway. It's turn 2 you start scoring. But I'm prepared for next turn now. Depending on what Chaos do. So they ended up in that forest. My Ethereal, he just flat rolled a 6 to advance. I wasn't quite sure how it worked because I'm going through 2 lots of rough ground here. So what I did, I just took 2 away all in all. So he ended up over there. Instead of just doing like 2 away from here and 2 away from there, I just took 2 away altogether. Pretty sure that's how it worked, because otherwise he might fall short and there was no need to take away 2. So yeah, I just ended up there. No one's in range to shoot anyone, so that is the end of turn 1 for the Tau. So it's going to be a scoring turn now in turn 2. On Night Lord's turn 2, I've done all my movement. I've also got a command point, so I'm up to 6, 7, 8 command points now for Night Lords. I'll show you what I've done. So I advanced these Legionaries. They rolled a 4, so they moved 10, which got them to there. I flew my Demon Prince to there, so he's within 3 of that objective. I'm also thinking about charging him into those crisis suits. It's a 10-inch charge, so the odds aren't great. So he's either going to hold the objective or get shot. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm scoring 2 points for Night Lords because I'm holding that one. Well, I held that one in my command phase and I also held that one. I moved my Havocs forward, both on the top and bottom. So when they moved a bit further there. So the bottom unit is literally in this little section by here, in this like little square. That's where the bottom section is. And then the top one's there, and my Chaos Lord is giving rerolls to them. So they have moves. They are going to suffer the -1 penalty, but they can still shoot. And they are within range of the Devilfish. Well, some of them, the bottom squad, one of them's out of range with one of the missile launchers, but then the rest of them are in range of the Devilfish with their rocket launchers. And with this squad, I advanced them because I wasn't too sure what to do with them, because I didn't want to run them up there into like the middle of nowhere. I guess I could have taken cover there, but what I'm going to try and do is get these guys to reinforce this objective, and then maybe I can start sending these Marines to take that objective, depending how it goes with the Devilfish. Oh, sorry, yeah, they rolled a 9. They got a 9 altogether with the advance, and that's how they ended up. So they can't shoot. So the only things I've got to shoot are my rockets. So I've got 4 rockets here. I'm going to do them into the Devilfish. It's -1 though because I moved using the crack rocket. So I'm hitting on 4s. I got 2 hits. It's strength 8, that is toughness 7. So it's going to be 3s to wound. I've got the CP, so I'm just going to re-roll that with a CP. Right, so I got 2 wounds, 7 CP with the Night Lords. It is -2. Oh, I also forgot to mention, it didn't matter in the first turn because I didn't do any shooting. But they're not called doctrines, but it basically works the same. So rapid fire and assault, I believe, have, if they wound, if they hit on a 6, they get an additional hit. So that's active at the moment. And then turn 1, it's heavy weapons that do that. But yeah, so that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't think it's going to matter this turn, because the only thing I'm shooting at the moment is my missile launchers. So yeah, sorry, I got 2 wounds. They're -2. Devilfish has a 3 up save. So it's going to be a 5 up. So what I was checking was if that drone was in 3 of my Devilfish for Saviour Protocols, which is a CP that I could take. If I fail a wound, I could take it on the drone instead, but it's just out of 3, so I have to do both of these. I have to do both of these saves. So I got a 3 and a 2. So I failed both of those. I am, just because I got the CP, so I'll be down to 6 CP with the Tau. I'm going to re-roll one of those. And I still fail. So the Devilfish is taking 2d6 damage. Oh. The Devilfish takes 2 damage, so I believe it's got 12 wounds, so I'll take it down to 10. Well, that was unlucky. Then I've got 3 of my rocket launchers from the bottom Havoc squad going into the Devilfish. So 3 shots, hitting on 4s because they moved. That's 2 hits. I get to reroll that 1 because of the Chaos Lord. There you go, I got 3 hits. Strength 8. So looking for 3s, they all wound. The Devilfish needs to make 5 ups. Ooh, we get 2 of those. Nice, so that turned around. Then it takes d6 damage and takes the big 6. Okay, so that was kind of a mixed bag. So that'll take it down to 4 wounds. That's what I got for shooting, because I've either advanced or everything else is out of range. So I need to think if I want to charge my Demon Prince into those crisis suits. I think I do. I know it's a bit risky. It's just because if I can get in there and take them out, that'll be a biggie. Because then I won't be as afraid then with pushing all with my other Marines to take on the Fire Warriors. So I'm going to attempt to charge. I'm going to spend the CP with the Tau, so it'll take me down to 5 with the Tau to Overwatch. Give me 2 seconds. I'm seeing if I'm within 12. Oh yeah, it must be, obviously, I'm in 10. Okay, so, because I'm within 12, I get +1 strength to my assault weapons. Yeah, so he doesn't get cover, and I get +1 strength to my missile weapons. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shots with my rockets, hitting on 6s. We do get 2. They're usually strength 7, but they're strength 8 at the moment. Does that matter? I would say not, because he's... I think it's 3s to wound, because there's no way he's toughness 4. So that is 2 wounds. Yeah, Demon Prince is toughness 6, so that's 2 wounds that go through. 4 up in Von against shooting, and a 5 up in combat. So we got to make 4 up saves, and we get them both, so we're fine. Do we make the charge on a 10? I got a 5 and a 2. I'm going to spend a CP, so that's going to take me down to 6 CP for a reroll. Oh, and I get in. Nice. Boom. So that'll get me in there. I just need to check the rules for Corn. Okay, so this is a bit spicy. So my axe is +2 on its own, but because I'm a Corn Demon Prince, I get an extra +1, so I'm +3. So I'm strength 10, and I'm weapon skill 2 plus, so it's going to be 2s and 2s. So I'll do that. So I got 6 attacks with this axe, so 2s. I don't think I get a reroll for anything, nobody's not core. Do I want to... I am going to CP it, so it'll take me down to 5 CP with core and with Night Lords. So they all hit. Also 2s to wound. That's a bit cocked. Ugh, disappointing. We've done 3 wounds. They're -2. No, and they're 3 damage. So instead of risking it, I'm just going to take all 3 of them on my drones. So drones have a 5 up save. But yeah, they'll just die because it's -2. So the 3 marker drones are going to die because they're part of the unit. Right, so there's that. I was kind of hoping to do a bit more. The bodyguards are going to then just attack back. I'm going to see what they're like in combat. So the sergeant has 4 attacks, and then the other 2 have 3 attacks, so it's 10 attacks altogether, weapon skill 5, so I'm hitting on 5s. I get 1. I need to see what I'm wounding on. Strength, I need to check. That 3 is a fail wound, so nothing happens there. That's pretty much the end of turn. Yeah, that's the end of Night Lord's turn 2. I didn't have to check any morale. I was expecting to do a bit more with the Demon Prince, but at least I'm in there now and tied them up. They still got another turn for their Kion to kick in, the Tau, and they've nearly taken out the Devilfish as well. There is a 10-man Breacher squad in there. It's just maybe I can hopefully take it out before they get there, because I'm not sure how far it moves now, but we'll find out. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for turn 2. I'll move back down to sec for Tau turn 2. It's Tau turn 2. I got a CP, and then I'm going to use Wisdom of the Guides with my Ethereal to see if I can get another CP on a 3 up. I do, so Tau are on 7 CP now, which is nice. That's the end of my command phase. So I'm holding 3 objectives, so that will score Tau the 3 points. And then I'll be back after the movement. I've done my movement, so I backed out my crisis suits. I know I could still shoot in combat with my crisis suits, but I've backed out because I think I got a stratagem in mind that I want to use. In my movement phase, the Pathfinders did Markerlights. And yes, I need to do 7 Markerlights, and I'm going to do them all onto the Demon Prince. So I'll resolve that in a second. I'll just go through all my movements. Yeah, so they backed out. Ethereal stayed put. My Fire Warrior is kind of rearranged, so I can shoot about 6 of them into the demon prints because there's a tree in the way, and I moved the 2 gun drones as well so they can see the demon prints. My devilfish moved 8 inches. It's out of range of the rocket launchers if they stay where they are, but if they move, because they're only slightly out of range. There's a Tau stratagem called... so this is the Tau stratagem, Strike and Fade. Use the stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select 1 Tau jetpack unit from your army. You can shoot with that unit, and then it can make a normal move of up to 6 inches. That unit cannot shoot again this phase. If that unit contains 5 or fewer models, excluding drones, your stratagem costs 1 CP, otherwise it's 2 CP. Okay, so does that mean, so I've backed out of combat in my movement phase. I take it that means I can shoot now and move again with Strike and Fade, because it says at the start of the shooting phase. So that's what I'm just assuming, so I am going to use that strat for 1 CP now. At the start of my shooting phase. And then I'll resolve the Markerlights, and then I can just do all my other shooting then. So I'll spend the CP, so I'll take me back down to 6. I'm going to shoot those crisis suits into the demon prints. Ignore this, I was doing that for Markerlights, but I haven't done it yet. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shots, hitting on 4s. Ooh, not a great roll. 3. Maybe not worth the CP. Damn. They are strength 8 now, but it doesn't matter because he's toughness 6, so it's 3 to wound. That is 2 wounds at -2. So the demon has a 4-up save, 4-up invuln against shooting attacks. So he passes 1 and fails 1. I'm going to... do I want to CP that? It's a flat 2 damage. I do have a lot of shots to take. I guess it doesn't matter if I use it now or later. I'll CP it, so it'll take me down to 4 with the Night Lords. Hilarious. Okay, so I'm taking 2 damage from the crisis suits. So my demon print has got 6 wounds left. So that's that stratagem resolved. Then I'm going to resolve my Markerlights. So there was 7 Markerlights, and I'm looking for 3s. So I've got 7 Markerlights on my demon print as well. So I am going to put a 7. That 7 represents the Markerlights, not the wounds. So 7 Markerlights but 6 wounds remaining. I know I should probably get a different colour dice, but they're all the way over there, and I can't be bothered. Right. Okay guys, so I've done the Markerlights slightly wrong. So technically you resolve the Markerlight just before the shooting phase, or at the start, and then I used that stratagem at the start as well. So what I've done, when those guys shot at the demon prints, I've counted that as one of the Markerlights, so I'm down to 6 Markerlights on the demon prints. I rolled a bunch of 1s and 2s anyway, so the Markerlight didn't make a difference, and I think that's pretty much it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot my commander into the demon prints. He's re-rolling everything because of his Warlord traits. He hits, rolls again, gets to re-roll those. That's a fail because he's toughness 6. Right, so 4-up invuln from the demon prince. Ooh, okay, so he gets 1 of those and he takes 4 damage. That's going to take him down to 2 wounds remaining. And then that, I guess, counts as a Markerlight, even though he didn't need it. The next thing I'm going to shoot those fire warriors into the demon prince. I'm going to do the gun drones first. So they have 8 shots between them. They normally hit on 5s, but because of the Markerlight it's 4s. 3 hits. 5s to wound, 1 wound, demon prince on a 3-up save. Oh, dude, he fails. It takes. It's got 1 wound left. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fire warriors that can see the demon prince. So that's going to be 12 shots from them because he is within 18. So hitting on 3s because of the Markerlight.
Get rid of these. All these hit. I'm strength 5, so toughness 6, so 5s and 6s. I get 2 wounds there. They are AP 1 and he doesn't have power armor, I believe, so he doesn't get armor Indomitus. But let me see. Passes and fails because the Fire Warriors are -1. So that's the Demon Prince gone. Well, apologies about that, Chaos players. I did a bit poopy with him. I was hoping to take out those crisis suits, but maybe I was a bit ambitious. And yeah, soz. I'll try and do better next time with him. To be fair, what's keeping me back a lot is the penalty of the blackout. Otherwise, he would have had rocket launcher support and bolter support as well. So yeah, okay. My Devilfish is within 18 to shoot at those guys. So I believe he's sitting on 6s now though, because of the FAQ. Well, I believe it's because, just pick a reason, he's damaged, and the FAQ for the rocket launchers. So he's sitting on 6s. 2 hits. It's strength 5, so 3s to wound. It's 2 wounds. Right, not within 12. The rockets, so they get +1 to their save because of armor and Indomitus. No wait, what is it? They get +1 to save because that's just how the rockets work. So they have a 2-up save, and they pass on both. So if they had, actually, yeah, because armor Indomitus ignores -1 anyway, and they get +1 on top of that. But if they had line of sight of those Marines, then they would have just been shooting normally. But because of armor Indomitus and the line of sight rules, that's how it works. I'm trying to think if there's any more shooting. I believe that's it. And then at the moment, Tau have got 6 CP and 3 points. Night Lords have 4 CP and 2 points. I gain a CP. I also scored my 2 points because I had nothing to do in my command phase. I've done the movement. I advanced the Tactical Marines here. They rolled 4, so they moved 10. That got them to there. I moved the Havocs and the Chaos Lord out of the building. So the Havocs, once again, they've moved, but they are in range of the Devilfish. I did move those guys back down, but then I kind of regretted it because then I wasn't holding the objective, so I moved them back up. Like, they haven't actually moved, it's just I made a mistake. Then these guys, I advanced them. I spent a CP actually to so I rolled a 3, but I'm literally just a tiny, like an inch off of getting the objective. So I CP'd, I rolled another 3. So they just ended up there. I've moved the chain swords into the building. My plan for this turn is to take out the Devilfish with the rocket launchers, and maybe depending on where the breaches end up, maybe charge them. But we'll see how all that works out now. Right, so unfortunately the only thing that can shoot is this rocket launcher team and the plasma. So I'll do the 4 Havoc rockets, crack, they're going into the Devilfish. Hitting on 4s. Oh nice, they all hit. Strength 8, toughness 7, so 3s. Do I want a CP? Do I want a CP? What else? I'm not really going to shoot anything. Yeah, I'll CP that, so I'll take me down to 4 CP. Excellent, I roll another 1. So that's a waste of a CP. Q. There's 2 hits. -2 has a 3-up save, so 5. Passes 1, fails 1, takes d6 damage. Should have saved the CP for this, really. Hilarious. I rolled a 2 out of curiosity. Now I rolled another 2, so never mind. So he's got 2 wounds left. Wherever the 2 is. Like that. Then I've got a plasma gun from the Sergeant. I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to overcharge it. It hits. Strength 8. Strength 8 fails to wound. Unfortunate. I need to see if any of these guys are in range I doubt it, but you never know. And these guys are just out of range, so that is cool. Those guys advanced. They have bolt pistols. I'm going to shoot 5 bolt pistol shots into the devilfish if I can take it out. Hitting on 3s. Cool. Wounding on 5s and 6s. 1 wound. Ah, he fails it though. That freaking sucks. So he's got 1 wound left. I'm going to charge those assault marines into the Tau Devilfish with its 1 wound. So I'm going to overwatch with the Tau Devilfish. I could see them through the hole in the wall there. Ugh. So I'm going to shoot my rockets first, and I'll do the burst cannon. Hitting on 6s. Nothing. And I can't remember what the burst cannon does, so I'm going to have a look. The burst cannon is 8, so hitting on 6s. 8 shots I meant to say, and I didn't get anything. I roll to see what I need. Well, I roll and see what I get at 10. I'm hoping that'll be enough. Oh, this sucks doing one-handed, I'm not gonna lie. Where is 10? Yeah, 10 clearly gets me in there. Maybe we can take it out this way. For my charges, then we're going to combat. I've got to work out what all those attacks look like. It equals to 21 attacks. Because they're Night Lords as well, and the unit they're attacking is below half its strength. I believe that gives it +1 to wound. So it's going to be 3s to hit, and then 4s to wound. Because it's normally 5s and 6s, but because it's +1 is 4s. So 3s. Okay. Well, if this doesn't do it, that's a freaking lot of hits. And then we get +1 to this. So it's 5s and 6s to wound because it's only strength 4. So 4s. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So we got 7 that go through. It's AP1, so 4 up saves. It dies. Does it blow up? It doesn't. So I'll put down the breaches and then I'll remove the model. I piled out the vehicle. I removed the vehicle. Then the Night Lords could consolidate it in to come in contact with the Tau infantry, but then the Tau infantry piled in. So the Tau infantry now, the breachers are about to do combat. They have 11 attacks, hitting on 5s, and then wounding on 5s. Oh damn, I got a few. Wounding on 5s. Only got 2, that's pretty cool. I can kill 1. 3 up save. Takes a wound. Then we've got 2 drones. I don't even know what they hit on. They definitely don't hit on 1s and 3s. So that's that. Okay. So that's everything for Night Lord's turn 3. I'm going to do Wisdom of the Guides to see if I get an extra CP for my Ethereal. Ooh, I do not this time. But I did gain 1 from the start of the turn. Then, that's the end of my command phase. Because I'm holding 3 objectives, I gain another 3 points, which takes me up to 6. Wherever the 6 is, there it is. At the moment it is 6-4 turn 3. The only thing I've moved is my crisis suits and my commander. So I just moved them there 10 inches. Right, for my game plan for Tau turn 3 is to take out these guys, because if I take out these guys there's no one holding that objective, and Tau already 2 points in the lead, so I think that's just going to maybe secure the victory there. So I've done my movement, now it's the shooting phase, but before I pick a unit to shoot, I'm going to use a stratagem for the Tau, and then in response I'm going to use a stratagem for the Night Lords. So for the Tau stratagem, coordinate engagement, it's 1 CP. Use the stratagem in the shooting phase for selecting a unit to shoot. Select 1 enemy unit and 2 units from your army that are within 18 of that visible to the enemy unit. Until the end of that phase, each time a model in one of those sept units makes an attack, That attack can only target that enemy unit, and only if it's in an eligible unit, that's when it can be targeted. And improve the armor, improve the AP characteristic of that attack by 1. So that's the Tau. 1 I spend it for CP, so I'll take the Tau to 5 CP. Then in response with the Night Lords, I am picking the stratagem, the Midnight Clad. Use the stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase when a Night Lord's infantry unit is selected as the target of a ranged attack until the end of the phase. Each time a ranged attack is made against that unit, subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll. So they're -1 to hit. So I'm spending 1 CP each. So I'm going to spend... So Night Lords are on 3, Tower on 5. So I'm going to shoot now. I'm going to do my Battlesuit Commander first, just because if I take some off, he'll be out of range. The Battlesuit Commander, hitting on 3s now because of the Night Lord stratagem. He does get to reroll everything though. He hits. Strength is 7, so 3s. Ooh. Oh, he does get to reroll everything though because of his relic. There we go. So that's 3 wounds. So it's -3, but because of Armor of Contempt it's -2. And because of cover it's +1 again. So it's -1 altogether. It's a 4-up save. I'm going to CP one of these because it's kind of important that they stay alive because I need the points. Okay, cool. So I'm down to 2 CP with the Night Lords. And then I do lose a Marine. So I'm going to take the Sergeant because rocket launchers are important. Then the next unit I'm going to shoot is the Bodyguard unit into the same unit. So it's hitting on 5s. See, that paid off by 2 because I got 2 4s in there. So kind of worth. Strength 7, so 3s to wound. I'm going to use this command point reroll for my Tau. So that's 2 wounds, so the Tau are on 4 CP. So it's -1 technically because of cover and Armor of Contempt. So it's a 4-up save. And they fail both of those, so we do lose another 2 Night Lords. Bam, and I'll actually take these 2. So we've only got 2 left. Actually, I'm going to take this guy and this guy. I need to check actually. Am I within range of that now? I should be, but you never know. Yes, I am. Okay, so I'll take those 2 instead. Unfortunately, they are still around. No one else is in range to shoot them because I left everyone else on the objectives. I'm going to spend another CP, or depending what it is, I got to double check it. I think it's called Breach and Clear. I'll double check that now actually. For my breaches, I'm going to spend 2 CP. I'm going to spend 1 for point blank volley. So this means they can shoot into combat. It makes their guns pistol too. Then I'm going to spend Pulse Onslaught. Roll over 6 automatically wounds the target. So automatic wound on the target on a 6 and a pistol 2. It's going to be 20 shots because it's pistol 2. And I hope this works because I really need to kill those Marines because they're going to cut me up pretty good. No, they cut the firewalls up pretty good. So hitting on 4s. 6s auto wound, which is nice. Because got a few there that freaking paid off really well. Look at that. So that's 7 auto wounds. Do drop a few. I've already marked off the CP, so both Night Lords and Tower on 2 CP, sorry. Then it's strength 6, so it's going to be 3s to wound. There we are. So altogether it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 go through. I need to double check what the AP is. So it's -2 with the Pulse Carbines, Pulse Shotgun, sorry, or Pulse Blasters, I think they're called. So it's -2, but because of Armor of Contempt it's only -1. So that means the Space Marines have a 4-up save. Ooh, I think we got him. So one's on 1 wound, so he dies. Another one dies. Another one dies. Another one dies. And another one dies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just got them. And we took out those guys. That was insane rolling. Because those guys would have just butchered those breaches if they couldn't do that. That would have been the other way around if that got to combat. Okay, so I think that's everything. I'm not going to charge. Oh, I actually forgot that 6s as well do extra wounds. Because I'm in Kion. It was in 12. It wouldn't have worked with them. Because they're not within 12 of those. But it would have worked with them. But it didn't matter because I cleared the squad anyway. Okay. So next turn, 5, so get extra hits. So I gotta remember that. So I owe morale for these guys. So they lost 3, and there's additional -1 because of the twist. So it's -4. And they are courage 8, so on a 4 they pass. So they're staying put, which is good for the Night Lords. I'm gonna play Night Lords. I'm gonna play turn 4. And then I'm going to see where we're at. So I'll be back now in just a sec for Night Lord's turn 4. I scored 2 points, so it took me up to 6 with the Night Lords. They're on 6 points, they got a CP on turn 4. Right. This is what I'm thinking. These Legionaries and this Havoc squad are in range of that squad. But this squad is also in range of that squad. So what I'm thinking is I can either focus fire those 2 squads onto that squad and hopefully take them out, so they don't score a point there, or these guys need to take out that squad and the Havocs need to take out that squad. So if I do that, so take away 2, so and then in the Tau turn they'll only score 1, so that'll take them up to 7. And then the additional turn on Tau, and then on turn 5, Night Lords, depending on if they wipe out these 2 squads or not, Night Lords will score 9 because there's those guys up there as well. Tau will be on 7. Depending on how I move, it could be a draw or it could be a Night Lord's victory. But if that fails, if they can't kill them and they can't kill them, I think it's just going to be a Tau victory, just because I can't keep up the points. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do that, and if that fails, I'm going to concede the game to the Tau. Because I don't think there's any way of me getting those points back, because then they've got to deal with the crisis suits, and they're just scoring 3 points again and again, and it's not getting anywhere. The plasma gun and the rockets are going into that Tau squad. I'm going to shoot frac missiles into that Tau squad, and I will overcharge my plasma gun, because why not? So I'll shoot the crack missiles first, or the flak. So it's going to be 4 shots, low chance of this actually working. So 46, so I've gained 13 shots. I might as well CP that. There we go. So I got 2 CP now with the Night Lords. So I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 16. So if I just remove 4 dice. So I got 15 shots, hitting on 4s because they're in the trees. Ugh, what a freaking disappointment. Right, okay. Then it's 3s. I'll take it 2 on the drones, 5 up. 1 drone dies. 5 up. 5 up. That drone dies. Fire warrior passes. So we lose the 2 drones, and that's that. Well, that was an epic fail. The thing is, I could kill one with a plasma gun, But then I could just spend like the CP for them not to run. I'll shoot the plasma gun, see what happens. It misses because they're in the trees. I'll finish off the plan. These guys are going to shoot at the Pathfinders. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolter shots. My idea with them, they won't be able to kill them all, but I was hoping to force some morale because of the twists and everything, and they don't have good morale, so that I was kind of hoping, kind of a long shot. 4s, 3s, saves. I'm going to take him on that recon drone. There's no rend, I'm pretty sure he passes both of them. Okay, I mean I could shoot those Tactical Marines into those Legionaries into those guys, but I don't think there's a point. Because I did it and I killed them all. Tau in their turn are scoring 3 points, so that'll take up to 9. Turn 5 then, if I'm still holding all 3, which I doubt I will because there's only 2 guys left on that one, that'll take the Night Lords up to 9. But then Tau, they just need to hold 1, and that'll take them back up to over 9. Tau turn 4, they score an extra 3 points in their command phase, at the end of their command phase. Let's say now I'm probably going to kill those last 2 guys with those 2 crisis suits. The bodyguard and the commander in Tau turn 4. So then at most Night Lords will score 2 points in their command phase, which would take them up to 8. 6, 7, 8. And then Tau turn 5, they score, even if they just score 1, it doesn't even matter because they've won the game, basically. So I'm going to concede the game there to the Tau. So the Chaos Lord sees that it's kind of looking grim, so he pulls his forces back, as the Night Lords do. The Night Lords are just going to retreat, and that's going to be a Tau victory.
So welcome to the after game chat. It was a strange game. I think the twists really screwed over the freaking Night Lords on that one. Well, I think it could have screwed over anyone because whoever took the forests basically won, I would have thought, because of the twist. Because if the Night Lords were in there, the Tau would have had to come to them, and the Chaos would have loved that. Plus, they would have been an extra -1 to hit because of the tree, so Tau would have been hitting them on 5s. So that would have screwed over the Tau. I should have just ran my Legionaries forward, but I was a bit scared of the crisis suits and stuff. So apologies to you Chaos players. I might have played a bit poorly. Just a tough scenario because of the twists and everything. Like, because I had the rocket launchers and they're made for distance, and because I was just restricted to 18 inches, and how I positioned them as well wasn't great. Most of my things didn't really shoot. I didn't really shoot my Pathfinders that much. The Breachers did one thing. They pretty much all did one thing. Like, I didn't take that many casualties. I lost the Demon Prince, the Devilfish, and a couple of drones. I think I was just outplayed by the terrain and the twist, which is interesting. It just shows, terrain matters. Even when the Night Lords got close, they were still -1, so that didn't help their odds either. And maybe it's because of the deployment. Like, they were set quite far back, so they had to keep pushing. But because the Tau they move quite fast, the crisis suits do. They move 10. So there wasn't really much I don't think they could have done. I think it was a very difficult game for, basically, like I said at the start, whoever had the forest had the game, had the match. Because of how the deployment was, it wasn't that hard to occupy all 3 of the forests, because the blue deployment, was literally right on top of the forests. You had to move once to get to the back one. But I didn't favour any of the factions. I love all the miniatures I play. I literally rolled off camera, and that's where the Tau ended up. And that's where the Space Marines ended up. The reason I put the Tau in the trees is because I didn't want the Space Marines having -1 to hit. I didn't even realise about how the objective markers were going to work in that sense. But that's pretty much it. I think if the Demon Prince got through and killed those crisis suits, I didn't even know if that would have made a difference, to be honest. I think it would have, because I might have played out the turns then, because I would have had a full rocket launcher team. What I should have done, maybe, is move the rocket teams, or the Havoc teams, out of the building, and leave my Chaos Lord in the building with the objective. So I would have had more rockets, and then I could have put rockets into the Pathfinders, or I could have put more rockets into the strike team in the middle forest. Like, it took a while for that Tactical Marine drill, the one at the bottom. I think it was the 10-man squad to get into that centre building. That took a while. I did not know what to do with the 10-man squad. Maybe I should have ran them down the centre instead of trying to like link up with the church squad. To be fair as well, actually, when I advanced them, before I charged I'm just going to call them Assault Marines, into the tank, they just needed an inch. And then if they made that inch, the following turn then I would have still have had that point, and I would have taken out the tank. But because they were like an inch off scoring the point, that robbed them of a final point. From the Chaos player perspective, I would have left, at that last bit, I would have left my Chaos Lord in the building and let my rocket launchers move out. Probably should have left the chain swords, legionaries, by the objective, so I wasn't missing a point. What's annoying about that is, as well, I even advanced that squad, the ones next to the chainsaw marines. I advanced them, I re-rolled it, and I was still shy of scoring. But what I should have done, after realising I was shy of scoring, I should have just left the Assault Marines where they were. They're not called Assault Marines, but so you know the difference, because they're all legionaries, so I'm just going to say the difference. I hope that match was entertaining enough for you. I know it might have been a bit short. I know it wasn't really much action, it was more about positioning and waiting, and like trying to maneuver the Night Lords, but I hope you enjoyed all the same. I hope you saw some useful stratagems. I've only had a brief read through the Chaos book, because I have Night Lords. I didn't really have a plan of playing any other faction, but I started using some of the Tau ones as well, so I hope stuff like that helps you. Once again, I didn't use much of the FAQs, so I don't know if I've made a few mistakes in that sense as well. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have anything to say, or something you would have done different, or whatever. And if you did enjoy, please leave a like, that apparently helps. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.